see it. I will just click it.
When I do this, click it.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
Hi guys, I see you got your exams coming up in about a couple of weeks' time for year 11, so I thought I'll do a Wilfred Owen poetry analysis. I'll do one poem, and then if you want some more analysis, just make a comment in the comment box. You'll see that in the last slide anyway. So basically all of year 11 will be doing Wilfred Owen for their final end of year exams, and I thought that I might do a bit of analysis and talk to you about some of the things that you might take with you moving forward towards the end of year 11 and moving into year 12 from an analytical point of view. So we're going to focus on Dulce Et Decorum Est. See a strange picture of a cow there, and I'll tell you why I put that there. But for the most part, one of the things I'd like you to do is to move away from some of the more overused pieces of analysis. So you guys aren't shy of using the net or using YouTube or using analysis websites, and you will find so much stuff from Wilfred Owen because it's been out there for such a long time. And you know, just like me, all your teachers have these great notes, but sometimes, again, just like me, they get a bit overused. So what I would like you to do is look at some of the more unique lines, stanzas, angles, or concepts that Wilfred Owen might talk about. And certainly not go with the overused pieces of analytical data, if I could say that. So in stanza 1 of Dulce Et Decorum Est, I would hope that you don't go with the standard line 1, stanza 1 bent double analysis, because that just gets regurgitated over and over again, and you don't want that. So what I want you to do is to look at stanza 1 and look at something that might set you apart, that might make your essay stand out. If you think about year 12, how many examiners would look at the same piece of analysis over and over and over again? That doesn't mean just to be different you pick one that's not worthy and brings your mark down. It has to be good as well. But in a poem, for example, like Dulce Et Decorum Est, there is so much. I mean, I could talk to you for days, literally. However, I'm going to pick this particular line here and give an example of if I could say, a maligned piece of text that has so much potential. So it is line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So line 6, stanza 1, and it reads, "But limped on, bloodshod, all went lame, all blind." Now this piece of text in this poem is superlative when you think about the connection it makes, not only to the people reading Wilfred Owen's poetry, but its functionality as a piece of text. So I have a picture of a cow here, and this cow obviously highlights what almost every person during World War I time period would have come into contact with or would know about. It's early 1900s. Everyone had farms. You might not connect to a sick-looking cow now, but back then, everyone knew farm jargon, and the technique here is jargon. There's also zoomorphosis. There's potential symbolism. This line is outstanding. And forget the dehumanizing quality of this line. Forget all of that. Let's just look at it from a connective standpoint. Everyone that reads a poem in 1914 knows exactly what this guy is talking about, and you will be alone in this piece of analysis, and that's what will make you stand out. Okay, so I've already given you at least 4 techniques just from this one line. However, I would go with jargon, because the use of jargon in this instance breaks down who the soldiers were to nothing other than a sick cow. But more than that, it connects with his audience. And that is the beauty of Wilfred Owen's writing. Bloodshod, all went blind, all went lame. Sorry, other way around. All went lame, all went blind. I'm ad-libbing this 100%. There are no notes in front of me except for the poem. So when you look at that, you'd say dehumanizing quality of war, the breakdown of the perfect example of a British soldier, and the true nature of what war really is. Wilfred Owen breaks this concept down, okay? And he does it so well through the shocking and confronting imagery of a bloodshot farm animal, which everyone in 1914, roughly, would connect with. So there are so many levels to this line. I think it is outstanding. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just move on to the next section. And this is in, now the reason why I have these images, I think the images are good, is that I couldn't cut and paste examples because they had some copyright on them, obviously. I'm sure some more learned YouTubers could find that, but I'm more of an analyst than YouTuber, second or third. So this is in the last stanza, line 1, well, it's the second last line. To children ardent for some desperate glory, okay? The technical ability of this poet is, you know, second to none. That's a cliche, don't use it, but he is outstanding, and he hits at a real sore point here, and that is that the type of child, and I'm going to use that word child, that was attracted to war, was drawn to war, was not the child of anyone in aristocracy. It wasn't anyone of any nobility. Their children would never go to war. It was the poorest kids that were sent to war. They were cannon fodder. They were bait. Okay? So this line doesn't just only focus on the waste of young innocent lives, which is one of his major themes. It focuses on the socio-economic inequality that was possibly spread all throughout Europe, but I mean it's here now, even in Australia. So I'm not trying to say it's a time or country thing. He's just bringing up this point of this level of inequality, that these kids weren't of any, well, their parents weren't of any note. They were your regular standard kids that could never really climb the hierarchical ladder of society, and thus ardent for desperate glory, because the only way they could move up social status was to come back a war hero, and that is the value of this particular line. Okay, it's most kids would probably go, most students would sort of hit that angle about war being just a complete brutal breakdown of a young person's life. Sure, but what type of young person? What echelon of society did this young person fit into? What niche did they come from? He's making a very strong socio-political point here, which you need to at least touch on. Now, I'm trying to find a technique here. I would say that desperate glory will be symbolic, okay, of a socio-economic niche in society, rather than just any old child who's desperate for glory. And that's where the technique will come in, okay? I think it's a wonderful line, and again, I think it'll set you apart, because most kids are talking about the blood-corrupted lungs and the froth and the, even if I go to stanza 2, gas, quick boys, and ecstasy of fumbling, that is the most over-generated line, probably second to the first line of the text. Every single Excel guide has it. You can jump on YouTube, and every single piece of analysis has gas, quick boys, and they have knock need. So set yourself apart. Try and show that your analysis is unique. Now, I know what you're saying. It's pretty ironic you're saying that, Tim, considering you just told half of year 11. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the whole poem is filled, jam-packed with this type of analysis. Pick one that's a bit different. Do a bit of research, and it will pay off. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is just hopefully you will, if you liked it, you can either come and see me, or you can make a comment and just say, look, can you do another poem for us? I think Anthem is amazing, okay? And I think his breakdown of the church's role in society is immense in this poem. And of course, there's a huge point in Anthem regarding the home front, which is rarely talked about, but so pivotal to Wilfred Owen, which is the people who are left behind after the war is over. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and make a comment. Thank you. Jeez, mate, you better go to your class. Let's hope it was loud enough.